Hi, Patrick here, Have Cheetah Will View. Welcome to Dollar Theater. Dollar Theater is a ongoing series started by a good friend, Josh Hobbs, from the channel Hobbs Horror, in which we watch and review films that we have gotten for $1.25 or less. You can get it anywhere you can. Get it from friends, go thrift shopping, estate sales, library sales. That's where I get my stuff at. Anywhere that you get, gifts. Anywhere where you get movies for $1.25 or less is Dollar Theater time. So today I got the movie I'm talking about today. I got this at the library, and I did a haul video, and I got a request from our good friend Ryan, and he wanted to know if he just says, I'm looking forward to seeing what you thought of Flight Risk. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, 2025's Flight Risk. This was directed by Mel Gibson. And it stars Mark Wahlberg as the pilot, Michelle Dockery as Agent Madeline Harris, and Topher Grace as Winston. He's a mob accountant that's going to turn federal witness, stop a gangster. So the story is really basic. It's U.S. Marshal Harris is going to come pick up Winston and transport him from a small town in Alaska to Anchorage, and then from there go on to wherever they need to go. So they go ahead and get a plane, and so they're in the plane and they're waiting for their pilot, and the pilot shows up, and his name is Daryl Booth, and so they go ahead and take off and to fly down to Anchorage. During the Daryl's really engaging. He's friendly, seems friendly enough, a little weird, but, bush pilot. And they have their, in order to talk to each other, they have to have the earphones on. They don't give it to Winston, so Winston's all locked up, so he doesn't have a speaker anyway. But as they're flying, Winston notices one thing. He notices that Daryl Booth's his license is on the ground. And more importantly, the pilot is not the same pilot that's on the ground. It's someone totally different. Our Daryl Booth is not the real Daryl Booth. He turns out to be a psychotic, goofy guy. And I mean by goofy is that he has this really stupid looking haircut or hair. I think it's a haircut. I hope it was. So of course now this once Madeline finds out. Because Daryl, the pilot, he makes a mistake. He manages to he slips. He lets it slip where they're going. They're going to Anchorage, but he thinks they're going to Seattle, and he shouldn't know that. And so him and Madeline square off, and it's a near thing. It looks like Daryl has got the upper hand when he appears to knock out U.S. Marshal Harris, but she recovers and knocks his ass out with a taser. She let him have it too. She was like, yeah, that wasn't one of those beep. It was like jamming it in there. So he flops down like a fish. The plane starts going down, they're flying like this. They're only at 3,000 feet anyway. So, it wouldn't take very long to go from 3,000 feet to crash. It's probably like 5 or 6 seconds, quite honestly, at that angle. Well, anyway, U.S. Marshal Harris manages to save the plane, recover the plane, and save everybody on the plane. She gets it back up, levels it out, locks up the crazy pilot, and now just trying to get, she does not fly a plane, neither does he, Winston. So obviously they're going to need some help finding someone to help them. They do, and despite Daryl's effort twice, he makes a run at him, and both times Harris stops him. Though the last one, not so good because he manages to stab Winston twice. So he's critically injured, and they need to get on the ground fast before he dies out. And that's what happened to Agent Harris, is that she had been on the desk for 7 years because she had let one of her witnesses he had left him alone, and then they firebombed the hotel where they're at, and she forgot that. That's what they said. That she forgot. While running out, that her charge was still in the shower, so he died, and that got her married to the desk. But now she's getting a second chance. So she's doing everything she can to protect Winston. Yeah. So, what did I think of Flight Risk? Okay, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I like the cast. I mean, Topher Grace and Michelle Dockery and Mark Wahlberg, who this is the first time I've seen him play a villain in quite a while. People forget, he's always been most of the roles he does now are always good guys, but people forget that he can play a mean son of a bitch as a villain, and he is not a nice guy in this movie. He's very disturbing, actually. But as far as despite the three doing the best that they can, this movie is a cartoon. There's none. As soon as they get on the plane, none of it's realistic. Starting with the recovery of the airplane, all three of them would have died in a horrible fiery snowball twice. The first time when they're fighting, and they start coming down from 3,000 feet, and they're coming down like this. And they show U.S. Marshal Harris grabbing the yoke and pulling it back. That plane would have flew apart. It wasn't designed for that kind of climb. It's a small plane. It's not a bush plane. Those can go off on a short runway. This plane was not one of those. The second one was where they're flying the plane, and they come up to a top of a mountain that's higher than they are. So now they have to figure out how to get above that. And at the very last minute, they hit the autopilot, and it slowly starts to climb. But then they hit this massive, they hit a drift of snow head on. The snow flies everywhere. But they fly through fine. It's just like, it just takes you out of the movie right away. It just does. It's just like, I'm okay with suspending my belief for a little bit, but don't insult our intelligence. So, and the ending is really heavy CGI, really heavy. The plane, when it comes down, finally it breaks apart, and then all the fire equipment is like right on their ass. I mean, their plane's flying down there on the runway, and everybody's right there behind it, and it's like, that's not how it works. The plane is going much faster than the emergency equipment. It just is. Look at any video, you'll see that. It takes a little bit of time to get an engine up and running to recover to go to a crash. Those trucks are loaded with foam and water. Those things are not race cars. I know it seems a little nitpicky, but, I mean, when you watch it, I mean, it looks like a fucking Hot Wheel race. It's like a plane flying down there and all the, it's just goofy. And, Mark Wahlberg's character, he doesn't make it. He's not going to make the sequel. I did not like this movie. I just did not. I really wanted to because of the cast, but this movie was just too much of a cartoon for me. And so disappointing, too, because Mel Gibson directed it, and Mel Gibson's a good director, and I'm shocked. I'm really shocked that he looked at the finished product and said, okay, I'm good with this. I'm just really not expecting that from a Mel Gibson picture. I expected a lot more care, a lot more practical effects, but I guess they wanted something quick. This movie was budgeted at $25 million. They made about $50 million back. $50 million and 25 cents, because I bought this for 25 cents. Special features include a small making of, and that's based, and I think in the trailer, in the theatrical trailer, so not much in the way of special features. But that's it. That's all I got for you this week. So thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,700. We'd like to do that before the end of the year. We only have 10 to go. Drop a comment. Me and the Cheetah will all answer you. We always answer our comments. We appreciate getting them. And yeah, we'll see you next Monday for something. I don't know what we're watching next week, but it'll be entertaining. I promise. That, and it won't be flight risk. I promise that too. All right, well, take care, and we will talk at you soon. Peace.